Chelsea news. Okay.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Yes, friends, what's poppin'? Welcome on back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well, mate. Really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News. Today we are discussing an article by Sammy Mockbell from Daily Mail talking about Roman Abramovich, the naughties of the past. I don't mean the decade, I mean the misdoings? Anyway, you get what I'm saying. The mishaps. How do I say this? The potentially illegal stuff. The financial irregularities from the former regime. This article apparently about Marina Granovskaya, remember her? She won the award for Best Footballing Director in the World. Do you remember that? That was a weird time. Anyway, we'll go through the article today together, see what's being said. I'll express my opinion, as always, to you friends. But more importantly, ask for yours down in the comment section below. I want to thank you for joining me. If you want to support the content, you're welcome to. It's super simple. Simply like and subscribe. And if you really want to support your boy, why not share the video? Why not, eh? That's nice of you. Right then, let's get into it. Chelsea face having to reveal details of the allegedly questionable financial deals that mired the club in the Roman Abramovich era. The Crown Prosecution Service have confirmed to Mail Sport that a Section 8 application under the Criminal Procedure and Investigations Act, which relates to the disclosure of relevant information linked to a defendant's case, has been made against agent Saif Ruby in his ongoing legal case with former Chelsea director Marina Granovskaya. A hearing for the application is scheduled for April the 10th at Southwark Crown Court. The development raises the prospect of Chelsea's new regime being legally obliged to release information on controversial historic deals that they were not involved in. In July last year, UEFA reprimanded Chelsea and fined them £8.6 million for, quote, submitting incomplete financial information during the period of 2012 to 2019, leaving the club in breach of UEFA club licensing and financial fair play regulations. So of course many of you know this, but just a little bit detail and insight. The new Chelsea owners came in, looked at the books top to bottom. Now remember, the new Chelsea owners, they are money people, Clearlake Capital. This is their jam. And this is why many of you have actually said in comments recently, you think Chelsea will be okay because these guys are money people. So hopefully they won't break the rules regarding money, because money's their jam. See what I'm saying? I'm not sure I know what I'm saying. Anyway, they came in and they saw there was potentially dodgy stuff in the Chelsea books, so they self-reported it to three bodies. The Premier League, of course, which we'll see what happens with that. The FA, same. And UEFA. UEFA were pleased Chelsea reported it and just fined them £8.6 million and then were like, alright, you're done, mate. Get out of here, you. They ruffled Chelsea's hair and we scampered back to the Fulham Road. UEFA like cooperation. UEFA were hella annoyed when Manchester City would not cooperate with them when all that Der Spiegel stuff came out. In fact, they banned them from the Champions League for 2 years. That seems like a long time ago now, doesn't it? We all know what happens. City went to CAS, it was overthrown, and everything was alright for Man City in the end. Ugh. So UEFA crave cooperation. They want transparency. And if there's one thing Chelsea are trying to do is come in and be completely transparent with the leagues, the governing bodies. Much like Liverpool kind of are as well. They want to be like Liverpool. That's the only way I want to be like Liverpool. Maybe win more football matches as well. Anyway, let's read on. At the time, a Chelsea statement read this, quote, Chelsea ownership group completed its purchase of the club on the 30th of May 2022. During a thorough due diligence process prior to the completion, the group became aware of potentially incomplete financial reporting concerning historical transactions during the club's previous ownership. Immediately following the completion of the purchase, Chelsea self-reported these to UEFA. Chelsea have assisted UEFA with its investigation of these matters, and following analysis, the club entered a settlement agreement to pay £8.6 million to UEFA as a fixed payment. Essentially, a fine. The UEFA charge sparked a Premier League investigation into a number of the club's transactions during the Abramovich reign, with particular focus on the signings of both both Willian and Samuel Eto'o. The Times has since reported that there was scrutiny of alleged payments of millions of pounds to secretive offshore companies. Yeesh. A Chelsea statement read like this: "These allegations predate the club's current ownership. They concern entities alleged controlled by the former owner and do not relate to any individual who is presently at this club." With the more time that goes on, and with more stuff coming up into the media, into the mainstream media, you can understand more and more why the new Chelsea ownership, the Blue Co consortium, completely wanted to sweep deck at Chelsea Football Club. A lot of people thought, well, get rid of Bruce Buck, but maybe keep Marina, maybe keep this, that, and the other. But they were like, no, we got to get rid of absolutely everyone here, start again and cleanse. 2019, FIFA banned Chelsea from trading for 2 transfer windows after finding them guilty of breaching rules on signing young players. Chelsea refuted FIFA's findings and appealed. FIFA rejected the appeal, but the Court of Arbitration of Sport eventually halved the club's transfer ban. Of course, we all remember this, the Frank Lampard era. Last November, Chelsea faced further questions over how Abramovich funded the club's successes after leaked files known as Cyprus Confidential disclosed a string of alleged secret payments that may have breached strict rules. Yeesh. The accusations relate to a time before Chelsea's takeover by Todd Boehly and Clear Lake Capital. Nevertheless, the club's checkered financial past could be exposed in the courts if the courts rule that the information is pertinent to the case involving Ruby and Granovskaya, which is due to take place later this year and is linked to an alleged email sent by the agent to the former Chelsea director. Din, din, din. In 2022, the Metropolitan Police launched an investigation into the correspondence in which Granovskaya was said to have received demands for payment from Ruby for a transfer involving Chelsea. Oh god, more shadies. The investigation was originally related to the accusations of blackmail with menace. Wow, blackmail with menace. What an accusation. Before being downgraded to a charge of malicious communications. Ruby denies the charge. Tell you what, I've been subject of malicious communications as a content creator. Where's my compensation? Wowee, Marina Granovskaya was Abramovich right-hand woman. His first lieutenant, she was she started off as his PA, I believe, and just worked up and up and up. She got closer and closer to the inner circle until she was like his guy or gal. Doesn't surprise me how there is financial irregularities in the Roman Abramovich regime. Let's be honest, Chelsea fans are blessed to have experienced that footballing success on the pitch, and he genuinely did love Chelsea. He didn't want anything out of Chelsea in terms of money. It wasn't about that. And I truly believe it wasn't like a sports washing project. Whatever you think of the links to Russia and stuff, I don't think it was a sports washing project, with the state ownership clubs from the Middle East. Now, I'm not saying it's perfectly happy and savoury. In fact, you rarely get that with billionaires. But what I'm saying is, would you be surprised if you look deep down inside to find out there was some dodgy financial stuff going on in the Roman Abramovich era? You probably wouldn't be, would you? And also, football's just like a dirty game, man. It's happened for so long. FIFA, we're being judged by things like FIFA at the moment. FIFA are the dodgiest of them all. The amount of money that's been brown enveloped around through all those suits, I mean, come on. A storm may be coming. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I hope we are prepared for it. There's been reports historically, in the last couple of years that the new Chelsea owners, Blue Co, have sort of sensed this. And in fact, some have speculated that this hoarding of young talent, Project 2030, isn't just a financial long-term portfolio of player assets, that in fact it's in preparation of transfer bans and other stuff like that, and perhaps fines or situations where they can't generate more money. I feel like there's a sort of protection element in that plan as well. Look man, to a degree you got to take the rough with the smooth. There was a lot of smooth with Chelsea for a long time, but the chickens may be coming home to roost a little bit. It's like Todd Boehly said before he even completed the acquisition of Chelsea, the financial fair play is beginning to show its teeth. We've seen it with obviously Everton and Forest. We've seen it with Man City being charged with 150 counts of naughtiness. You can't mess around anymore, ladies and gentlemen, and that's ultimately a good thing. We don't want cheating in the game, do we? But past problems may come back to haunt you. So I feel like the Chelsea owners saw this coming. They felt like they want to be in the best of relationships with UEFA, FA, Premier League, like Liverpool do. Let's do that. Let's keep them on their good side. Let's be completely transparent and let's try and, wash away the past and, get rid of all the people from the previous regime and start again and rebuild Chelsea on a solid, true foundation. All sounds nice in theory, doesn't it? Oh, there's just so many stories around Chelsea at the moment. I feel like if we were, to be honest, if we were doing really well and, we won the cup final and we're in the title race or the top four, there might be a sort of element of, oh, we're doing really well now, so you got to bring up these stories or whatever. It's never going to be a good time, and people might dislike it now, or they will always dislike it, but they might feel frustrated, like, oh, we're doing poor on the pitch, we're still in our embryonic phase of the new project, and now we got to deal with this as well. To be honest, when I said to you guys, we front-loaded the project with pain at the beginning, and what I mean is loads of young, inexperienced players that cost a lot of money, that are on long contracts, that might take a while to get good, and completely changing the coaching staff, infrastructure, all the staff. Everyone's going to take a time to bed in and become good, essentially. But there's also that front-loaded pain, but there's also the cleansing of the potentially illegal stuff from the past as well. Get it all done now. Go through this first couple of years of difficulty, and granted, I think everyone, including definitely the owners, would be like, well, we would have hoped the football to be better. But there's an element of get this sort of difficult stuff out of the way first, and then move on and hopefully ride off into the sunset or up the Premier League table. Anyway, like I said in yesterday's video, this is very much an international break story coming out from these publications, these news outlets, these newspapers. If you haven't actually seen yesterday's video, I recommend you go watch it. I'm sitting at the desk reflecting on the conversation between that financial expert, Simon Jordan, talking about financial fair play and how Chelsea's punishment would be much bigger than Nottingham Forest and Everton should we be found breaking PSR rules. So go check that out. It's the previous upload to this one if you're yet to watch it. But in the meantime, I put it out to you guys. Let me know what you think about the Roman Abramovich dodgy stuff. What do you think? Do you think we just take it on the chin? Leave all your opinions down in the comment section below. I do really appreciate you guys starting up the conversation down there because I find it super interesting. In the meantime, I'll thank you for liking and subscribing to this channel, Football Therapy, and I do hope to see you back here very, very soon, friends. So take care of yourselves. Peace.